It's the 17th of August. Welcome to the number of the day, which is 6. Let me explain. Eskom went into winter. Now, this was after years of load shedding, and then coming out of load shedding, finally, we had a year without any blackouts. And Eskom actually has excess power. If you didn't know by now, Eskom has gone from not having enough power to having excess power to the tune of 6 gigawatts. Now, that was heading into winter. It has fluctuated. By the last count, there was over 3 gigawatts in its cold reserve. Basically, excess capacity. And Eskom measures this at the peak when everybody has their kettles and stoves and everything working at the same time. And then it can see what this buffer is. Now the question is what to do with it. And we'll hear this more often. Eskom itself has been talking about data centers. These are big warehouses with computers, servers, basically things to store data, process data on a big scale that are serving the AI boom across the world. So South Africa is courting some of the biggest tech giants in the world, saying, come and build your data centers here. Mteto Nyati spoke about this recently. And of course, the President himself spoke about this in February. He said that South Africa already had 55 data centers that had been built, and more than 50 billion rand in investment was expected over the next 3 years. So there is a huge investment opportunity here. This is the global size of the investment opportunity. Goldman Sachs is saying that hyperscale data center expenditure between 2025 and 2027, so we're in the middle of that, will reach $1.15 trillion just in that 2 years. So there is a rush, and this is basically because AI computing needs more computing power. For example, you can Google something, or you can ask a chat GPT, you can make a query, and that uses a whole lot more computing power. Now that has to be powered itself, these data centers, and this is the concern. The data centers use huge amounts of electricity. The question is, do we want our surplus to go to these data centers? Is there any risk for the future? Perhaps Google has already built here. Say Meta came in and said, we want a huge data center, but guarantee the electricity. That means in future, if we have a crunch, the electricity will have to go to the data center. We saw that with Eskom signing contracts way back when it had lots of power. And then we got into trouble, and the mining houses, for example, who had taken up certain costs with Eskom, said you have to stick to those contracts. So this is about the future and about the data centers in general. Are they good or bad? There's a lot more research that is needed, according to those who are concerned about the environmental impact. Data centers are power hungry. That is one thing. They are water hungry at times because these computers run very hot and they need to be cooled. I do have some good news for you, because there's a company in South Africa, Terraco, already using a closed loop or zero water cooling system. So basically it puts water in the system and then it goes round and round and round. It doesn't introduce water from outside. But this is the investment opportunity. This is the number. Are we going to use the 3 to 6 gigawatts of extra electricity to bring data centers to South Africa? And should we be happy about that? Just to tell you, last year, data centers accounting for about 1% of power consumption. And that was where we were, but it's expected to really leap in years to come. That is the number of the day. Watch this space. We'll be talking about data centers, about the companies involved, the investment opportunity, and potentially the risks in future. For now, Eskom, 3 gigawatts excess electricity, but heading into winter, and we could get back there again, it had 6 gigawatts of excess surplus power.